My dear students, now I am going to start chemical equilibrium lesson. See, first let me explain what are reversible reactions and irreversible reactions. See, irreversible reactions means irreversible or unidirectional reactions. Irreversible or unidirectional reactions. Chemical reactions which can take place only in one direction are called irreversible reactions or unidirectional reactions. Chemical reactions which can take place only in one direction. If reactant is converted into products, there is no possibility for backward reaction. There is no possibility for backward reaction. So it takes place only in one direction, reactants into products. So this is a reversible reaction. We have so many examples. See, strong acid, strong base neutralization reactions. NaOH plus HCl gives rise to NaCl plus H2O. Aqueous solutions of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen chloride gives rise to sodium chloride plus water are formed. We can write precipitation reactions also. See, barium chlorides plus sulfuric acid, barium sulfate, precipitate is formed plus 2 moles of HCl. Strong acid, strong base neutralization reactions, precipitation reactions. If we take decomposition of calcium carbonate on heating, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide in open vessel. So all these are irreversible reactions. They can take place only in one direction. But reversible reactions means reversible reactions. In some chemical reactions, see that product formed again convert back into reactants. That kind of reactions are called reversible reactions. Chemical reactions which can take place in both forwards and backward directions are called reversible reactions. Chemical reactions which can take place in both forward and backward directions are called reversible reactions. Conversion of reactants into products is called forward reaction. Conversion of products into reactants is called backward reaction. The reversible reactions are denoted by this symbol or this one. We have so many examples. Say H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HI. N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. CaCO3 gives rise to CaO plus CO2. Calcium carbonate is solid. Calcium oxide is also solid, but CO2 is gas. In closed vessel, this reaction should be in closed vessel, not in open vessel. If this decomposition takes place in open vessel, CO2 being gas, it escapes out, then there is no possibility for backward reaction. See, same reaction, if it takes place in an open vessel, it is a irreversible reaction, but in closed vessel, reversible reaction. So we have so many examples for reversible and irreversible reactions. So let us take one general reversible reaction. So A plus B gives rise to C plus D. For this reaction, if graph is plotted between concentration and time, when graph is plotted between concentration and time for reactants A or B, for products C or D, in reversible reactions, initially only reactants are present. There is no products. Initially only reactants are present. Concentration of reactant is maximum. See here maximum. Initially reactant concentration is maximum. As time proceeds, concentration of reactants decreases. For products, initially there is no product. So initially concentration of product is 0. Either C or D, concentration is 0. As the time proceeds, its concentration increases. It increases. So initially only forward reaction is present. There is no backward reaction. So when graph is plotted between rate and time, so this is forward reaction, this is backward reaction. Initially only reactant is present, so rate of forward reaction is maximum. Initially the rate of forward reaction is maximum, so rate is maximum. As the time proceeds, that rate of forward reaction decreases. Till here it decreases. Till here it decreases. After reaching this point, it remains same. Initially, there is no products now, then there is no backward reaction. Initially, there is no products, hence there is no backward reaction. So, rate of backward reaction is 0. Initially, rate of backward reaction is 0. As time proceeds, rate of backward reaction increases. Till here it increases. After reaching this point, it remains same. So, after reaching this point, rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. That state is called equilibrium state. After reaching this state or stage, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. That state is called equilibrium state. So it looks like after reaching this equilibrium point, after reaching that equilibrium state, reaction is stopped, but reaction will not stop. Both will continue. Rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction both will continue. Both will continue, but with equal rates. With equal rates. It looks like reaction is stopped, but even after reaching that equilibrium state also, forward reaction and backward reaction both will continue. That's why that equilibrium state is called dynamic equilibrium. That equilibrium is dynamic. It has a dynamic nature. So equilibrium means the state or stage at which the rate of forward reaction is called rate of backward reaction is called chemical equilibrium. The state or stage at which the rate of forward reaction is called rate of backward reaction is called equilibrium. Characteristics of chemical equilibrium. Characteristics of chemical equilibrium. So at equilibrium, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. At equilibrium state, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. It is dynamic. That equilibrium has dynamic nature. Delta G is equal to 0. Gibbs energy, Gibbs free energy is 0. The properties like pressure, concentration, density, color remain unchanged with the time. See, all these properties, pressure, concentration, density, color remain unchanged. Remain unchanged with the time. Next, concentration of reactants and products. Concentration of reactants and products remain unchanged. Remain unchanged with time. After reaching the equilibrium state, concentration of reactant and concentration of products remain unchanged. So when graph is plotted between concentration and time, this is for reactants, this is for products. See, initially concentration of reactant is maximum. As the time proceeds, concentration of reactant decreases. Till here it decreases, but after reaching this point, no change. It remains same. For products, initially 0. as time proceeds, concentration of products increases. Till here it increases, but after reaching this point, there is no change in the concentration of products. So this state is called equilibrium state, or this stage is equilibrium state. Or that equilibrium can be established like this also: concentration time for reactants, for products. Initially, concentration of reactants is maximum. As the time proceeds, concentration of reactants decreases. Till here it decreases. After reaching this point, it remains same. Products initially 0. As the time proceeds, concentration of products increases. Till here it increases. After reaching this point, no change. Concentration time. So this is for reactants, this is for products. Initially, concentration of reactants maximum. As the time proceeds, concentration of reactant decreases. So till here it decreases. After reaching this point, no change. For products, initially 0. As the time proceeds, concentration of products increases. Till here it increases. After reaching this point, no change. See, concentration, no change. See, from this graph, we can identify that. See here, after reaching that equilibrium state, concentration of reactants, see, concentration of reactant is greater than concentration of products. Concentration of reactant is greater than concentration of product. From this graph, both are equal. Concentration of reactant is equal to concentration of products. From this graph, we can say that concentration of reactant is less than reactant concentration is less than product concentration. So don't think like this. After establishment of equilibrium, concentration of reactant and product will be same. Not like that. There is no change in the concentration of reactants and products. There is no change in the concentration of reactants and products. But concentration of reactant product may or may not be same. After reaching that equilibrium state, concentration of reactant product may or may not be same. See here, after reaching this equilibrium state, concentration of reactant is greater than concentration of product from this graph. But here equal, so may or may not be equal. Concentration of reactant is equal to concentration of product. But here concentration of reactant is less than concentration of products. Most of the reversible reactions take place in a closed vessel. Most of the reversible reactions take place in a closed vessel, and reversible reactions never go to completion. Reversible reaction takes place in a closed vessel. Reversible reactions never go to completion. Never go to completion. Reversible reactions never go to completion. Forward or backward reaction, forward and backward reaction both will continue. Only one reaction will not take place. Both forward reaction and backward reaction will take place. In irreversible reactions, only forward reaction will be completed. If we take irreversible reactions, only forward reaction takes place. But if we take reversible reactions, both forward reaction take place and backward reaction take place simultaneously. Next are types of chemical equilibrium. Types of chemical equilibrium. Homogeneous equilibrium, homogeneous and heterogeneous. That chemical equilibrium is two types: homogeneous equilibrium and heterogeneous equilibrium. Homogeneous equilibrium means if all the reactants and products are in same physical state, it is called homogeneous equilibrium. If all the reactants and products are in same physical state, it is called homogeneous equilibrium. So 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. All are gases. Here all the reactants and products all are present in same physical state, that is in gaseous state. Or we can take this example also. N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. All are in gaseous states. So all the reactants and products are in same physical state, either in gaseous state or liquid state also. Heterogeneous equilibrium. If all the reactants and products are not in same physical state, it is called heterogeneous equilibrium. If all the reactants and products are not in same physical state, it is called heterogeneous equilibrium. See example, calcium carbonate on heating, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide are formed. Calcium carbonate on heating, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate is in solid state, calcium oxide, that is lime. Solid state, CO2 gas. This is heterogeneous equilibrium. NH4HS gives rise to NH3 plus H2S. Ammonium hydrogen sulfide is in solid state. Ammonia is in gaseous state. H2S is also in gaseous state. This is also heterogeneous equilibrium because reactant is in gaseous state, products are in gaseous state. Here reactant is in solid state, one of the product is in solid state, another product is gaseous state. If all the reactants and products are in same physical state, it is called homogeneous equilibrium. If all the reactants and products are not in same physical state, it is called heterogeneous equilibrium. Next, law of mass action. At a given temperature, the rate of chemical reaction is directly proportional to product of active masses of reactants each raised to the power equal to stoichiometric coefficients appearing in the balanced chemical equation. At a given temperature, the rate of chemical reaction is directly proportional to product of active masses of reactants each raised to the power equal to stoichiometric coefficients appearing in the balanced chemical equation. Active mass is nothing but molar concentration only. Active mass is nothing but molar concentration. For solids, active mass is taken as unity because pressure has no effect. This law of mass action is applicable only for gases and liquids. At a given temperature, the rate of chemical reaction is directly proportional to product of active masses of reactants each raised to the power equal to stoichiometric coefficients appearing in the balanced chemical equation. So that means if we take one reaction, N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. Here what is the forward reaction? This is forward reaction. Conversion of reactants into products is called forward reaction. rate of forward reaction is directly proportional to N2 concentration, H2 concentration. See, product of active masses of reactants. Active mass is nothing but molar concentration. Active mass of reactants each raised to the power equal to stoichiometric coefficients appearing in the balanced chemical equation. Here 1 mole of nitrogen is there, so power 1. 3 moles of hydrogen is there, so power 3. Each raised to the power equal to stoichiometric coefficients appearing in the balanced chemical equation. So rate of forward reaction is directly proportional to nitrogen concentration power 1, hydrogen concentration power 3. If we take backward reaction, 2NH3 gives rise to N2 plus 3H2. Rate of backward reaction is directly proportional to ammonia concentration square. Suppose this is RF, means rate of forward reaction, this is rate of backward reaction. We can get, after applying that law of mass action, Kc is equal to formula NH3 concentration square divided by N2 concentration into H2 concentration power 3. Kc is equilibrium constant in terms of molar concentration or concentration equilibrium constant. This case is concentration equilibrium constant or equilibrium constant in terms of molar concentration. Ammonia concentration square divided by N2 concentration into H2 concentration power 3. Suppose if we take this reaction, 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. All are gases. For this reaction, Kc is equal to SO3 concentration square divided by SO2 concentration square into O2 concentration. If we take this reaction, CaCO3 gives rise to CaO plus CO2. Kc is equal to, these two are solids. For solids, active mass is taken as unity. Then we should write just CO2 concentration only. We should not write CO concentration into CO2 concentration by CaCO3 concentration. Kc is equal to CO2 concentration. If we take this reaction, NH4HS gives rise to, see this reaction, NH4 NH4HS gives rise to NH3 plus H2S. For this reaction, Kc is equal to formula. This is solid, these two are gases. Kc is equal to NH3 concentration into H2S concentration. That's it. Because for this unity. So here, what is this active mass? Active mass is nothing but molar concentration only. Suppose if 5.6 grams of nitrogen gas is enclosed in 10 liters vessel, what is the active mass of nitrogen? If 5.6 grams of nitrogen gas is enclosed in 10 liters vessel, what is its active mass? So already I told that active mass is nothing but molar concentration. Active mass is nothing but molar concentration, means molarity only. Molar concentration means number of moles by volume only. Number of moles by volume in liters. Number of moles formula weight by molecular weight into 1 by volume. This active mass is nothing but molar concentration, molarity only. Number of moles by volume in liters. Number of moles formula weight by molecular weight into 1 by volume in liters. Weight is how much? 5.6. Nitrogen molecular mass is 28 into 1 by volume of the vessel is 10 liters. So 28, 0.2s, 0.2 by 10, 0.02. We can calculate active mass like this. 5.6 grams of nitrogen gas is enclosed in 10 liters vessel. What is its active mass? Active mass of nitrogen is equal to molarity only. Active mass is nothing but molarity only. Molarity means number of moles by volume. Number of moles formed by molecular weight into 1 by volume in liters. Weight is this much, 5.6. Molecular weight of nitrogen is 28 into 1 by 10, 0.02. So next, I am writing one general reaction. A moles of A plus B moles of B gives rise to C moles of C plus D moles of D. I am taking one general reaction. For this general reaction, Kc is equal to formula. Kc is equal to C concentration power C, D concentration power D divided by A concentration power A into B concentration power B. Here that Kc is equal to formula we can write like this also. Kf by Kb. Kc is equal to, Kc is concentration equilibrium constant or equilibrium constant in terms of molar concentration. Kc is equal to rate constant for forward reaction divided by rate constant for backward reaction. Kc is equal to Kf by Kb. We can write Kp also. Kp is partial pressure equilibrium constant. Kc is concentration equilibrium constant. Kp is partial pressure equilibrium constant. So instead of this concentration, we can use partial pressure. Partial pressure of, see Kp is equal to formula, partial pressure of C power C into partial pressure of D power D divided by partial pressure of A power A into partial pressure of B power B. Kp is equal to partial pressure of C power C. These are the products, C and D are the products. Partial pressure of C power C. This C is nothing but number of moles. This C is the product, this is number of moles. Partial pressure of D power its number of moles. Like that for reactants also. See, for this reaction, Kp is equal to formula partial pressure of SO3 square divided by partial pressure of SO2 square into partial pressure of O2. We can write like this. For this reaction, we can write Kp is equal to partial pressure of CO2. Kc is equal to CO2 concentration. Kp is equal to partial pressure of CO2. These two are solids. For solids, active mass is taken as unity. See, for this reaction, Kp is equal to partial pressure of NH3 into partial pressure of hydrogen sulfide. See, for example, if I ask like this, for this reaction, if partial pressure of ammonia is 15 atmospheres, what is the Kp value? For this reaction, if partial pressure of ammonia is 15 atmospheres, what is the Kp value? For this reaction, Kp formula. I give partial pressure of ammonia. Partial pressure of ammonia is given 15 atmospheres. Then partial pressure of hydrogen sulfide also 15 atmospheres because their number of moles are same. Its partial pressure 15 atmospheres means its partial pressure also 15 atmospheres. Then 15 into 15, 225 atmosphere square. For example, in the same reaction, if partial pressure of ammonia is 25 atmospheres, then what is the Kp value? Kp is equal to 25 and 25, 625. Next, units of Kc units, concentration power delta N. Here concentration means moles per liter. Moles per liter, power delta N. Kp units, atmosphere power delta N. This delta N is nothing but number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. This delta n is nothing but number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Next, relation between Kp and Kc. Relation between Kp and Kc. Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta n. Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta n. Kp is partial pressure equilibrium constant. Kc is concentration equilibrium constant. This R is gas constant. T is absolute temperature. Delta n, same thing. Delta n is equal to number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. This is the relation between Kp and Kc. If Kp, see, if delta n is equal to 0, in a chemical reaction, if delta n is equal to 0, then Kp is equal to Kc. Both are equal only. If delta n is equal to 0, Kp is equal to Kc. Say example, H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HI. For this reaction, delta n is equal to 0. For this reaction, delta n is equal to 0, then Kp is equal to Kc. If delta n is positive, then Kp greater than Kc. If delta n is positive, then Kp greater than Kc. If we take this reaction, PCl5 gives rise to PCl3 plus Cl2. PCl5 gives rise to PCl3 plus Cl2. For this reaction, delta n value is 1. Delta n is equal to number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. 2 minus 1, 1. So then Kp greater than Kc. If delta n is negative, then Kp less than Kc. We can write this example. 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to, see this reaction, 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to SO3. For this reaction, delta n is negative. Delta n is equal to total number of moles of gaseous products minus total number of moles of gaseous reactants minus 1. So here Kp is less than Kc. If delta n is equal to 0, Kp is equal to Kc. If delta n is positive, Kp greater than Kc. If delta n is negative, Kp less than Kc.